Hey everybody, Jen at Ink Paper Rubber. Sorry for the false start there. I think it was going, but everything on my screen was completely black, and it's kind of tough for me to see what I'm showing you if I can't see the picture, so I just thought I would start it again. Got a Tailored Expressions order today, restocked on some favorites, got a few new things, and I just thought I would share with you what we got. Once again, we got back in the blooming background stamp. That set just seems to be super popular, and I think it's easy to see why. It is such a fun background, and it's super fun to color. This was from a make and take that we did a few weeks ago where we colored with the Kaisercraft gel pens, and I especially like this one that we did in class, I think last week, where we white embossed on the craft background, and then we actually used the Zig Clean Color markers to color, but you could use alcohol markers or colored pencils or a variety of things to color with. Next thing I got back in was this set that's called A Life She Loved, and you may recall this stamp set is actually an older stamp set, but it has come back out again because they now have dies for it. And you can see this is great for artists and crafters. It's got the paint brushes and the buttons and the pins and the knitting basket, and it has some really nice sentiments on it. You can see the die set there, and I think the sentiments from that go really well with the little bits that we got in this month, the paint brushes and the paint palette, the colored pencils, the scissors, and also the knitting needle. So if you missed out on that the first time around, you may want to come check it out. Got back in more of the Oreo hybrid ink pads. These are very popular. This is one of our favorite go-to inks now for a black ink, and that's because you can use it with both alcohol markers and also with watercolors. So it is a really wonderful ink. Also got back in an older embossing folder. It's the Dotted Lattice. This one is really great because you can see we've used it in the background of this card, and it's just a really subtle pattern, so it doesn't overpower whatever you're putting on it, but it really just adds a nice touch to it to have that little bit of texture in the background. I don't know, Judith, if I have a refill or not. I will have to double check and see, and if not, I will order some. I will also tell you I have something that came for you, and now I can't remember what. It was something in the order I got yesterday, but I do have something for you, Judith. All right. Other things that we got back in stock. This was new in the April release. It's part of their Simply Stamped line, and this is butterflies. Their Simply Stamped line is one where it has the stamps that you can layer together, and this one has these really interesting butterflies, and there also is a die set that goes with it. Also really popular in this month's release is the Picture Vase die, and I think one of the reasons it's so popular is it's kind of a 3-for-1. You have a solid picture, you have a solid base, but if you use them together, you can make your picture a shaker card by using the vase to cut out the center of the picture, and I will show you some samples of that in a minute. Also, the mini bloomers were very popular. These little flowers are great. You can cut these out in all different colors and layer them and stack them together. And also the greenery bloomers that goes with their whole bloomers line. I really like this one because you have the different greenery and leaves. Just really great filler for a lot of different cards. Graduation is coming up soon, and there are some new releases related to graduation that came out this month. I really like this brushed star background. It's one of their large background stamps, just like the Bloomin' background is, so it fills up an entire A2 card front. This is great for graduation, but I think it would also be great other times for birthdays or for the 4th of July. So another one of their really great background stamps. This is a Little Bits that is an older one, but I thought that I would get it back in. Some of you may not have it if you're doing graduation cards. It is the graduation hat. New this year is the graduation confetti Little Bits, and you can see with that you have stars and a diploma and a couple of graduation caps and just some little confetti. And confetti is the right word for it because that is the entire die right there. So those are actually great fillers for a shaker card. And finally, the last two items to show you, another theme from this month's release was Get Well, and there's a couple of Little Bits dies that go along with that. One is this bandage, and the other one is a stethoscope. And let me just come over here and I'll show you some samples really quickly. I'll start over here actually with the stethoscope. Isn't that cute? Really darling. And this little bandage, I just absolutely adore that with the little heart on there. And let me see if I can show you. There's some other cute cards there using the bandage. Here you can see a sample with the graduation confetti used with that graduate's border die that I think came out last year. And there is the brushed star background you can see there with the Supermom set that came out this year for Mother's Day. And come on. There, I think that's really nice. I don't even know if you can see it. It may be too subtle. I'm sure that they have white embossed that on white, so it's just a very subtle background. And finally, I really like this bright background that they've used to create a graduation card with. And here is an example of the pitcher and vase. You can see how they've used them together and made a shaker card, and you can see in there some of the bloomers greenery. And I think this is a combination of the mini bloomers as well as some of the larger bloomer sets. And finally, this is from the A Life She Loved. You can see there they've used the sentiment on that card. And there it is with some of the others on there. So that is the Tailored Expressions that we got in today. I do have another order. I haven't checked it in yet. I'm really going to try and get that done today. And if so, I will be back to show you what else came in today. Hope you all have a wonderful evening, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Goodbye.